What's up? This is Where the Keys At. We're back again. Remember, we never say this, but every week we need you to like, subscribe, make sure you share it around with all your friends. We need to hit those subscribers, so hit the likes, make sure that YouTubers can find us, and make sure you spread the love. So anyway, this week we're here with a special guest to the left. So we're going to introduce ourselves. I'm Eli.
I'm Tess Bramble.
Ray Dot.
Teroy.
Ashwell.
A full crew in today, and we're in Baba Zee's again. Thanks for all the feedback from the last show. I know you love the location, so we appreciate him being here. And Z is hiding in the background there, and we're going to try and get him on the show today as well. We can find any topics to put him in on. So where we're at this week, guys. What are we talking about this week? What's on your minds? What's been going on in the UK?
Well, last week we talked about Father's Day and what it's like being like fathers and stuff. So we had quite a lot of feedback, good feedback from that. So I think we sort of stay on that sort of vibe and sort of go into sort of friendship and lifestyle. And yeah, take it from there, really.
I can't talk about lifestyle with some of you. Like Tess, the lifestyle levels.
I hear you.
I'm trying my best to join in.
Yeah, but with lifestyle, when you say about like my level, it's like, okay, cool. I've seen bits and pieces and been certain places, but we've been with all of us and done stuff together. So even certain things what I've done and been like, you lot have been noticing it as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it ain't just me that's been there. You lot have been on a journey.
Eli's like, nope.
Because you got married about 16 years.
I remember you telling me a story once about helicopters, getting a helicopter over here and all that. And that's when, this is only about a few years ago you were telling me.
Oh no, this was a party in the park.
And that's when I thought, boy, I missed out on life.
I missed out that day, man.
I
I
just
went
missed
there
out on
that
life
day.
altogether because I never had any of them experiences.
Yeah, to me, just basically the party in the park. You know?
Yeah.
Cut long story short, had a couple of drinks, the sun was out, and I basically said to Ty, well, imagine what it'd be like in Jesmond. He said, oh, we should go. And said, it's a long drive, man, like, forget that. He said, oh, we just get the helicopter. So basically, we left there, there was like four of us, got our stuff together. Within half an hour, we was at Hintlesham Hall, jumped on the helicopter, 40-minute flight in Newcastle Airport, boom. So within a space of like 2.5 hours from the park, we're in Newcastle, like, and it's like...
I've never been in a helicopter. Have you ever been in a helicopter before?
Nah.
Yeah, I have.
New York or something like that.
Yeah. But they used to do quite a bit, didn't they? Like they used to fly into like Port Road, didn't they? Sometimes as well, didn't they? And stuff and fly back and forward, man. But I was not fortunate enough to get one of them flights. But we have done the Vegas things with the Mandem and that and the holidays.
Let's
to
talk
places
about Vegas, isn't it? Like, I remember, let's just set the scene. These lot are going on a stag do and they want to go Vegas. And the invites go out, who's coming to
I didn't
Vegas?
go, just so you know.
You didn't go?
No, not with that one.
Who's going to Vegas? And I'm thinking, Vegas, well, how can I go without spending too much money in Vegas? Because you can't really do that, can you? If you go to Vegas.
I don't think you can. It's a myth. The whole casino thing is like, all the times like we've been, we ain't got time for it.
I've been twice and I haven't gambled once. Like I just use too much of it. Like just bright lights and stuff.
What's the most you spent in Vegas then, anyone? Who spent the most in Vegas? I reckon Teroy probably.
I ain't never been.
Wow.
Oh, then you
I know it's I know when I went on the stag do, I remember in a space of 20 minutes, I see someone lose like £200. I ain't said no. I see someone get beat up in 20 minutes. And I was like, that set the tone. I was like, yep, I'm not about this. I'm not trying
I think the first day, like, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas anyway, so I ain't really talking too tough. But the first day, we went to a club and we had a table and stuff, and there's like VIP, you sort of bouncers even walking to the toilet, they got these torchlights, and you think you're cool, man. They're like, get away. You walking through, and then you just got your own little booth. And then the first bill on the first night we were there, we spent $9,500. $9,500, and we looked at each other like, raw. This is the first night, so yeah, $9,500. But like the Magnum bottles of champagne and stuff, a Goose actually, they were like £2,500 a bottle, like. And it was on some big speedy thing.
Big bunch,
it was crazy.
Massive ones,
yeah. Honestly, it was crazy. And like, just for certain drinks, I remember sitting with I think it must have been me and Daz.
It's hotting people up.
I know.
I think it was me and Daz. And we looked at one of the menus and that drinks and that. And I saw a glass of champagne, like on this menu, like this hot exclusive thing, something for like £5,000 a glass. And I just thought, who would pay this money? £5,000 for a glass of champagne.
That's it, it's lifestyles, isn't it? I don't want to be in them rooms. I don't want to be. There's things I don't want to be. I don't want to be the smartest person in the room, and I don't want to be the brokest person in the room. And in them places there, I'm going to be the brokest person in the room.
But to be fair, we like when we went there, we all were equal then. So we had like a year to save, and everyone there was a figure that everyone had to save. And we put that all together. And once it was in there, we put it on like prepaid, like credit card. So we had X amount of money.
I remember that.
You know, and that paid for basically the clubs, the alcohol, pool parties, whatever else. And that figure was massive. Like I'm talking deposit for a house.
Are we too old to go on lads' holiday now? You know, because it's literally club 18 to 30, that kind of thing. Are we too old to do that? Because I still want to go. I've been on 2 and I enjoyed it, but I feel like I'm just getting my feet wet because I started late.
I'll say no.
I'd say with the times we're in at the moment, I'd say no. No, yeah, I wouldn't.
Depending on what kind of holiday you talk about.
Yeah.
I'll go every year for a friend's birthday, but we go sort of February, March. Yeah. So it's a cheap thing, and I say holiday, it's 3 or 4 days. Yeah. And it's just jokes. You go down the strip or whatever. Like there's no hardly anyone out, but it's just about catching up and just chilling out and just having. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so
which is good. So I mean, like you know, with like the lifestyles of like how we are now and stuff. Like you know, people got families and you know jobs and so forth. We can't always get together. So if you can have that time away, where like it's just you guys, and that's a great catch up. Then yeah, I'd say that you can do that. Yeah, definitely that can happen. And in the times we're in at the moment, boy. Don't know when we're going to get out again, so you know.
Right. Holiday is costly these days, though.
Magaluf strip holiday. Are we too old for that?
I don't want to do that.
Is there a
again.
limit on that? Or
Too old for that. I don't want to do that
you
again.
see big men out there, don't you?
I think Magaluf's a bit of a stretch. Ibiza I can do it.
Ibiza definitely, yeah.
But Magaluf's a bit too much. It's a bit too much. I think Ibiza's cool because I think.
But half of you thinking like, if you've done that already, like, why did that? Would you want to do it? So, if you ain't been, then like, but for me, it's like.
You've done
that. Like,
understood.
I ain't trying to get on those strip and then all these, even the drinking games where we
Yeah. Of course.
Can't handle that, bro.
Yeah. No, I hear that.
But I'm saying for something like that, cool, it's all well and good, but destination is probably your factor. Like,
definitely.
None of them places you were talking about.
Yeah.
Ain't.
Yeah, I think if we do it, it'll be like stag do's, wouldn't it? You got to stag do somewhere, and then you'll let off for a couple of days or whatever, and that's it. But I think even stags are not even Magaluf and that now, are they? Like, I'm hearing man talking about going to Miami and Dubai and back to Vegas, and I think
I don't have Miami money right now. I'm telling them right now, I ain't got Miami money, so I hear them talking like that. I'm like, wow.
That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing like, people have got a bit too prestige, man, a bit bougie for me.
I guess with that as well, it depends on who's getting married. Yeah. And how close you are with them and
of course,
for what you got to save and I mean, if you agree that if you're going to go Miami, okay, cool. When you do the sums, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. But you know when you're going, if you're going all out. Like, so to weighing up the option of how close you are with whoever's going, and certain people, you know yourself, certain people that say, oh yeah,
I'm there.
Can we go? Me in that time, I'll meet you in town for a drink.
Yeah, exactly. You know what you're doing in the UK. I'll wait for what you're doing in the UK.
Yeah, so.
But you know,
I mean, so
it all depends on when you like how much time. I think time is a factor as well. Like I'm letting you know this time here, you've got this amount of like months, years, whatever to save because we're doing this. Then that's another factor as well. But if it's just going to be off the cuff, then it's not always easy.
Well, everyone's married Elo's always married in this group, innit? Like he's on pod at the moment. But if you could pick a stag do, where would you go actually? Because I've never really thought about this actually. So
if you can pick your own stag do,
Tess, if you pick a stag do, where would you go?
At your age right now.
Isaac.
That's Isaac.
Where would I go? I'd leave that for the best man to sort out.
Yeah, right.
Good point. If I can pick my own, I don't know, you know. Do you know what? I'd want to go somewhere. I'd want to go abroad, but I'd want to go somewhere where it's not extortionate. So, like, you know, if it's somewhere like Portugal or something like that, then I'd be happy with. As long as all the man them can come, that makes it for me.
Chucky?
wherever my finances can take me. That's the answer to that one. You know what I mean? It all depends on where you are at that time in your life, I suppose. Because if you say, if I'm getting married, if I'm getting married, depending on if I'm still saving for that wedding, but then again, you'd have put into think about like, oh well, I need money put aside.
You ain't got to pay for that anyway.
What?
You ain't got to pay for that.
Yeah, but I wouldn't expect every man's got to work and got kids to look after. I would have to like.
You ain't got to pay for the wedding. The dad pay for the wedding.
You still think all that?
Yeah, man.
Right.
Traditional, nah?
Tradition. Tradition was you hold the door open for women and all that.
Right.
But now that's like PC and that.
Yeah.
Well, I knew that still.
You stand up in a restaurant when girls go to the toilet.
No. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
That's a thing.
You press stand up.
Yeah, it's just stand up. Yeah.
Women go to the toilet, men press stand
Stand
up.
up.
And wait till she come back.
No, you stand up when she leaves.
Stand up,
And then she leave and then you sit down.
And when she come back, you stand up again.
Nah, but
I never heard that one.
I know someone who's their father-in-law paid for the wedding, so I think people still do it.
Yeah, some do.
Yeah.
But some like,
yeah.
you know, to be expected is probably like a different. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, maybe you have to contribute, I guess, not pay for get the other, like, you know, father-in-law to pay for the whole thing. Maybe you contribute and help. I don't know.
Yeah, probably just discussions. Do you know what I mean?
Of course. Yeah, I know you're putting on me for it. There's got to be somebody else here before me.
I don't know.
Close up, please.
Someone must be coming to the door or something. But yeah, I don't know. Where would I go? See, I'd have to go somewhere extra because that's just me, man. Like, I don't go somewhere extra, man. I know, like, obviously the best men would sort out.
Yeah.
But I would like to go like Dubai or something like that, innit? Like, because I've never been there, and I just think if I get married, man, that means I'm signing my life away, and I never want to ever do that. So, but if I sign that piece of paper, I'm making sure I'm having fun. Believe that.
Yeah, but alright. But you can say the same for a mortgage, can't you? Huh? You can say the same for a mortgage because it's easier to get out of a marriage than it is to get out of a mortgage. Is what they say.
All I'm saying is,
What's I'm saying?
listen,
So.
when I sign that piece of paper, I know my life's done for. Like I'm done. That's sealed deal. Listen, there's no turning back. I'm only getting married once as well, so I'm making sure that this Dubai holiday has got to be the one.
I can see what you're saying because I'm married and I'm on the other side. But I would feel like you're more tied in than I am, and I'm married.
Say that again.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're
You've
saying.
got enough kids. So kids tie
You didn't have to
Kids is a bigger commitment than signing a marriage piece of paper. So you're already gone. Your life's gone a long time.
Nah, man, because listen. I can get up and go. Listen. I can get up and go, and still look after my pitney, and she ain't taking half of my shit.
That ain't true, bro. Because you got a mortgage.
I'm with you. It's not true.
You're stuck in that now.
Yeah, but it is what it is, isn't it?
18 years.
No,
You're almost there, but no, you're not. You've got about 18 years on there.
But I do think now. Honestly, I've never want to get married ever. But I've got to that point where actually now I've started to consider it, and I think like if I do it,
You're going to Dubai.
I'm going to Dubai.
I think one of the best stag do's I've been on, I've only been on 3, was in England. And that was when we went to...
No, not buttons.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is right.
Nah, Jesus. Nah, bro, go away.
I didn't go to that one.
You come Vegas, that's why you enjoyed that.
I'm a simple man then. I thought it was cool. Everyone was there.
Well, I heard people left early.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Some people left early.
I heard people left on a Saturday.
It's lifestyle. That's what we're talking about. So their expectations are a lot higher.
Actually, I hear that.
But with them, I've been where they've been.
Yeah.
But it's your brethren.
Yeah,
Just
so you
ride
stay,
out and then...
And then man came Vegas as well.
Yeah, expectations are
I
higher.
heard one of them say, from when Damage come out and they weren't even in time and they couldn't do the steps in time and stuff, that was enough. He said, I saw enough, I had to go.
Nah, it's when we saw what's my man name? That done a track with Shola Hammer.
Sweet Sabu.
What's my man?
Glamour
name?
Kid.
Glamour Kid. Remember we saw Glamour Kid? I couldn't believe that was Glamour Kid, bro. Ray, I'm not lying to you. I'm not lying. Remember, we sitting there eating. Glamour Kid is still trying to draw some young thing as well. Glamour Kid was outside.
I can't remember seeing it anyway.
That's probably where you found it so good.
Yeah. I fully good night.
Silent Disco was good.
Yeah, that was about the only thing that was
If you
decent.
get in, no one's saying.
Yeah.
So how that work? Well, you have things,
Yeah,
and
you
you
just switch
control
your
your
channel
music.
if you want.
Different channels. So
Yeah.
you listen to one, so you're dancing.
You're dancing someone else.
And you think, well, what's he?
Yeah, what's he doing?
You change the
To
channel.
see what he's dancing to. Yeah.
What's that?
Yes.
Oh, yes, I
Yeah.
remember Silent Disco because of the set.
So we talk about these different lifestyles, yeah, and obviously, like you say, well, you was tied up anyway, so you couldn't do nothing. But we talk about these different lifestyles and stuff. But we came from the same area, with the same era. Like, we're sitting here now, and I don't think any of us in here have been friends less than, 25 years? 25 years plus.
Yep.
So, and we're still sitting here now. So that doesn't happen on a regular basis. I mean, Tess, you've been through some good experiences through, obviously, your footballing career that you've had. Obviously, being around other footballers, your brother and people like that. So yeah, just give us a little taste of kind of how it differs from
Hanging with us.
No, but how it differs from you grew up in Napton, BT Road. We used to just chill. We used to go youth club. We used to do that kind of play football at Murray Park and stuff. And then you've gone from that, and really in a quick space of time, in a few years, you're playing ball at a high level. You're kicking ball when you're with us, man. But
Looking at something like that, if you then flip it back to say like your relationship,
yeah,
cool. If you see the way you started with that, and then 3 years down the line, you think like, right, you didn't. It's one of them ones.
Yeah.
If you got like kids, and it happens slowly at the time, and you at the time. So when you look back at it, you think, right, in 3 years, it's gone quick.
Yeah.
But at the time, say like with the relationship, and you're with the girl, like before you know it, 3 years, you got a kid, like. But during that time, it's a process, and everyone. Do you know what I mean? It's like I see it as like if with the kid, if you don't see him for 3 years, you think, wow, she's big.
Yeah.
But if you see him every day, you see it and you don't really take the notice. So
notice.
to me, it's just something like that, and it's like, so I wouldn't say like, oh yeah, boom, gone from here to just straight living that life. Do you know what I mean? It's just a gradual process,
But no one was surprised about you two, were they? Like, from when we were kids, no one was breaking windows and stuff. Everyone knew. That's one of my earliest memories is you lot breaking people's windows in the street and your mum's window. But that was obvious. It was kind of obvious where it was going. I remember when the first thing I seen, was the first time I thought something's happening with your brother was when me and another friend after school, he called us up and he said, come to the house. So I came to the house, went out to school. I think he had left school a year before, maybe a couple of years. And he had all these night tracksuits in his little bedroom lined up on the racks, and he was like, he said something like, you lot, I'm going to ask you these questions, and whoever gets it right gets a night tracksuit. That was a football question. And at a setup, I was never getting a tracksuit. And then the other person got the tracksuit. But yeah, when I saw that, I thought, wow.
yeah, that's possible.
That's when I first realised lifestyle is different to
See,
mine.
I think my first memory was obviously we all went Murrayfield together. I remember everyone knew Mr. Wilson and that, and he was talking about these boys, man, these boys. And I remember the newspaper article came in, and everyone's like, they're gonna get Man United, or they're gonna go Liverpool. I was thinking, rah, man. I was looking at man thinking, that's my team. Liverpool's my team. And
You're getting gassed, bro.
I was happy thinking, rah, I was gonna play for them. I'm not gonna be John Barnes or something if I go. I remember just me thinking about myself, thinking, why? They might get moved there, You know what I mean? And it didn't happen. I was thinking, damn. And you're signed. Do you know what I mean? I just remember seeing that little article.
Again, because you're around it, and it's like, mate, certain times we'd be out, go for dinner. Halfway through your dinner, and someone will come up. It's like,
Autograph,
all right, there's a respect thing there. All right, cool. But again, we're thinking like, but they're probably looking at this person and might not ever see him again, and this might be their only chance like, to thingy.
Yeah.
But
then
again, I still think that the whole respect for them. They're eating dinner,
You wait till they're I hear that.
Like family there and everything. And
Yeah,
you
of course.
just wait.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. Yeah.
I say even with that, so when you're talking about smashing the windows and all that, I said now when you look back at this year, and I still say it to this day, but the kids now, with all these computers and all that, whenever you see us go and shop web, you wouldn't ever see us without a ball.
Nah,
you play in the street,
100%.
You play
That's why I was surprised.
100%.
But now, you don't see people playing football like rarely see them playing in the street or. Do you know what I mean? Everything's computers and all that.
Yeah.
So I just look at certain stuff like that and be like.
That's why I always say we had a brilliant childhood.
Does that kind of make you work harder to kind of achieve something? Like,
I don't think that was because at them time money wasn't the drive for it. It was the love of football.
The love of football, yeah.
And then I say even when you had the panini stickers and all that, and your Italian 90s and all that, go down and watch Ipswich. Yeah. That was the drive for it. Money was not an issue, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we know no different. Like them times, it weren't covered how it is now, like with the lifestyle and all that.
Yeah.
So back then, it weren't to do with. It was just. And I remember at school when I used to like at school, say well he's good, but he could do better. But he keeps saying he's going to be a footballer.
Yeah.
But we keep telling him. If you don't, and he turn around and say, well, I'm going to. With us, is the whole competitiveness.
It was so competitive.
Even when we play Bulldog, you're trying to lose.
No, you're not.
Because the nice shit you get.
Yeah, exactly.
But maybe that's where that edge comes from, being out on the street. Like what our kids are not
I
necessarily.
think so, but also I think they do a lot of stuff that they like, even football now, like it's non-competitive in it to you play 11 aside now. So even from 5 years old growing up, everyone's a winner. No, you're not.
Nah, bruv. Yeah,
no, you're not.
that.
And for me personally, you're setting your child up to fail in life because not everything's rosy. There's gonna be disappointment, man. So listen, one boy goes out there, so you make sure you win your tackles, you make sure you win, you make sure you do something because it ain't gonna be that easy when you get a job or stuff like that. It's not really easy. You're gonna be so when you start failing in life. You start getting depressed in that because you never tasted failure before. Nah, you gotta go out there. Like, listen, everything you do, 100%, you go out there to do your best at. Don't listen to this, don't worry business, because that don't wash with me. That don't wash with me. That don't wash with me. And it sounds a bit harsh, but you can't butter people up like that in life, man. Because that's when disappointment and failure happens.
We used to have our school, homegrounds, we used to have playing the tennis courts, you remember?
Yep.
And we used to play black stick whites. Remember that?
Yep.
And I love that because I weren't very good, so I could be on the black team with them lot.
You know you're going to win.
Teachers wouldn't let you do
But we played that in pro teams.
Did you?
When we were professional, we'd play English free foreigners.
Yeah.
Yeah, like every Friday when you play your little mini games. These were things that were always happening, and there ain't none of this like it's a joke thing, a banter thing, and you know. But again, like I say with all that, you play olds for youngers. Like, just little things like that.
That was like we saw it as a fair way to split it. Numbers or whatever and skill level.
It was and it was never a discrimination thing.
Well, you couldn't do that.
No, you couldn't do it now. You couldn't do it now because people look.
Definitely not.
But I think that's because people take things so much out of context now, don't they?
You're scared to say this, you're scared to say that. I mean,
and that's where you lose yourself, innit? Because if you see something that's not right and you want to say something, but you feel like you can't because it might, the consequences and stuff.
Well, even stuff when they say about the Facebook post and all that. Like, cool. Are you for the cricket guy? What, 9 years ago, he done the post, like...
I know, this is what I mean.
What happened?
This is what I mean.
He basically put a tweet out, 9-10 years ago, whatever, racist, and one was sexist, and he made his debut for England, cricket.
Oh, yeah, that was a few weeks.
Yeah, so as he come off, they then said, who's gone through that history for a whole 10 years?
And he's been banned for
so long. And he's been banned and suspended, and it's like, okay, cool, that was... He might have been rehabilitated, it might have just been a joke, do you know what I mean? I mean, like I said, before, in our past, everyone's made some kind of racist or thingy joke behind closed doors with your mates.
Or some judgment.
So I mean...
some sort of judgment, isn't we?
You know what I mean? So for me, it's like, okay, cool, you're not racist.
You're not.
You might have made a statement, or not even a statement, just like a joke.
Yeah.
And then to be reprimanded 10 years down the line is like...
No, I don't agree. I think, good job. You can't do that, man. Like, that's in the public domain. I don't care if you're 12 or 13, you're putting stuff out, people can see it, don't you?
Yeah.
So I ain't going to put something out that I know people that's going to offend someone.
Yeah, but again, it's like education.
I bet you have done. I bet you have done.
Yeah.
I bet you have done. Even
I've never gone on Twitter and said something.
Yeah, tweets recently.
Yeah.
So for this instance, so what if somebody genuinely changes sincerely? Then what happens?
Then they should delete their tweet, then, shouldn't they?
It was deleted.
Delete was
What if
tweeted,
they
yeah.
forget about it?
To remember what you said 10 years ago.
Yeah, so 10 years ago, so if somebody sincerely changes it and they were ignorant, they sincerely changed, and
I would want to
no
know,
respect was changed.
how do you measure someone's changed?
No, but for example, if that person has sincerely changed, and then
But the thing was more of a joke.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't actual like statement. It was more of a joke. I ain't saying what you said.
Okay, I just need to know for context. What you said.
What you said?
Because there's jokes you can tell, like you can tell a joke, but then like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, but I think it's harder than that. Like for me, it's.
You like to joke, you know.
I'm not gonna. You might as well move on because I'm not gonna change my mind.
No, you're not going to change your mind, but I've heard you say a lot of stuff. You know, like the 30 years of friendship that we've had.
Yeah, but that's the difference. You've heard me say it because we have an understanding of how we're talking.
Yeah.
But
we
on
don't-
social media.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then the platforms the conversations that, listen, if we would have had that platform back then, the social media back then, listen, we would have, all of us would be shot at the film.
I don't know about that.
We would have. We would have. We would have went in. We would have went in. Like,
I was a good boy, I don't know what you're talking about. I went to church every Sunday.
Listen, wonder if Asian people put smileys like this and then he's got like some eyes that are slanted. Then he's put hashtag racist. So this guy knows what a hashtag is. He knows that's what people use to search to find something and get lots of hits. And he said it's racist himself. All right, so that's one. Is that right? Next one. My new Muslim friend is the bomb. Hashtag way. Especially if you put hashtag racist, he's smart enough to know that shit.
okay, so if you said that and now he's changed, for example, the Muslim bloke.
You don't think he can change, Eli?
I don't care if he can change his hashtag racist.
Alright, okay,
so you're gonna hold somebody accountable for the rest of their life.
that's fine.
No, well, I'm not in that position, but I would certainly like not let it pass. I don't know how far you should go in terms of.
Listen, they're banned him from all international, all cricket. Like, he's just made his debut. Like, they're banned him for. I think if you give him a tournament, man, when he didn't come back
The
yet.
funny thing is, someone must have been waiting for him because they
Yeah.
must have seen them from before.
Of course they were.
Holding that storage,
back.
bro.
Of
Hold it
course.
back. I just think
It's the world
for
now,
me, people must get a second chance, surely.
Depends on what
Depending on
context.
what it is,
Depending on
man.
what it is.
Yeah.
So how far? So for me, okay then. So what would be?
And I guess
What would be a no?
I guess for a lot of it would be for whatever act or whatever's happened to whoever would determine, because that person would then have a different opinion to someone else just looking on the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the effect it's had on a certain person or whoever will say like, well, no, how deliberate or how spiteful or intensive like it was.
So do we go to majority then? Do we? To settle along, you go to majority of people then to decide whether they get a second chance or not. Like, what's the cutoff point? Like, because if
Well, okay, I'll give you an example. For instance, you're talking about this whole manslaughter thing. If you talk about the Dalian Atkinson situation,
yeah.
okay, cool. 33 seconds, supposed to be taken for 33 seconds. Cool, now he's got manslaughter. Now, they said it's manslaughter, but to the family, it's probably murder. You kicked him in the head twice and
of course.
whatever.
Yeah.
So
Don't
explain,
put it in
I
his
haven't
head.
been following the Daily Atkinson thing. Explain to me what actually happened. Police uniform is.
Again, if you go to in reference with the American, was it the American film with the taser and the gun? And
Yeah.
She said she pulled out the wrong one.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
But for them, you're trained. Your strong hand is your gun hand.
Yeah.
Your other one is your.
Yeah.
So,
The weight,
and the geezer was still in the car.
different feel.
You know what I mean? So with something like that, it's like, you know, so if she were to get manslaughter, and it's like, okay, cool, well, you blatantly people. So again, it's that second chance of all the
But I think for them kind of thing, that's intentionally, deliberately, you know, like that's like malicious. I think that's a different
yeah, but
level.
you're talking about second chances.
I am talking about second chances.
That's
but
why
I
I said
think,
in what context. Yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Something
But
like
I
that.
think, I think them kind of things there, like you deliberately went out there to go and do that. So we talked about this sort of our lifestyles and our friendships and stuff. Is there anything that we'd change, like, or I know you've had this question before, Tess, obviously about your football career and stuff, like, is there things that you would have changed in your life or done differently? And that can be your football career, or that can just be, you know, as a father, as someone growing up, or
I
something.
think not only me. I think
That'd be everyone.
Yeah,
Definitely,
everyone.
100%.
You say, oh, I would have done this, I would have done that.
Yeah.
But the way I look at it is like, I've had a good life.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everyone would think, oh man, maybe I would have done that, would have done that. With everyone, football, normal work, school, this, that. So, we all have a thingy, but when you look back, it's, boy, done alright.
Like you, Ray?
Yeah, no, do you know what? I had a conversation with my dad the other day because, like, we was talking about houses and stuff, and I said I wish I would have listened when you were trying to tell me to buy a house when I was younger, much younger. But at that time, I wasn't trying to listen then, like, you know, that was party time then, you know what I mean? So that's one thing I wish I would have done.
Values of saving money and...
Yeah, of course. That kind of stuff I would have done. Yeah.
But from that, it's now for us to say, we didn't get
make
that.
sure, make sure we pass it on.
Know and,
do
you know what I mean?
100%.
Values of this and that.
Yeah.
I changed loads of things in my life. I would change loads of things, or I do things at different times in my life.
Give us a couple of examples. One example.
If I say too many, I'll get in trouble on the podcast.
Well, what about that, man?
I think I would be Ray. Like I would invest in myself earlier in life, but like going back to school, I would do different things, make different choices in school than what I made in school.
I'm with you on that.
Do you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't sit next to you in maths.
I didn't know you played T was hardly at school, bro.
Man putting the beat out, you know, like I just trying that lifestyle.
You don't see T right done a whole week, bro.
I don't make sure I made this to the NBA. That's
Going London for your media stuff?
Yeah, like I wouldn't have done none of that. Do you know what? I would have probably, it sounds really boring, but I'd have probably locked down early and learned a trade. I feel like that's something I wish I would have done when I was younger.
I agree.
I didn't really have a clue about it.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be a basketball player until I was about 16, until I didn't grow no more. And then after that, I like films and stuff, so I just done media, but I wasn't thinking that where's that going to get me into.
Yeah.
I'd have been like not simple, but like an electrician or carpenter or something.
Have your own
I'd have been
business
chilling
now.
like that.
Yeah, nice.
But when you're 16, 39, 38 years old is a long way away. So you're thinking, wow, that's boring. I don't want to do that.
Remember, you used to have career advisors.
Oh,
Them people never used to help you with nothing. They used to say, "Oh, what would you like to be?" You say something, and you're like, "Oh, I can see you doing that," and that's a conversation done. That's literally, you know what I mean?
I'd say this with football, yeah. So when you like in your football, you get the PFA come in when you're like sort of 16, 17, 18 or whatever, yeah. And you know, because the amount of people that don't actually make it is quite it's really high.
Yeah.
So they're saying, oh yeah, you know, the PFA do this, they do this, and tell you about courses that can help you do this and help you do that. Cool. They need to come in when you're like 25, 26, so you know where you're at in your career and where you're at in life to then give you the advice to say, oh yeah, well, you know, because at that age, you all think you're going to the top.
Yeah.
So you think you're going to be like millionaires and all that. So come in when you're 25, 26, where you know where you're at in life. Okay, cool. Playing League 2 or playing like, cool. Well, I ain't really got that in the bank or...
Yeah.
Okay, well, we can do this, you can do that, you can do this. So, do you know what I mean? It's just life skills then. Because at the start, like I said, at a young age, you think, you know what I mean? You're hardly hearing that what you're not. And like, So I just think, like,
for real.
Just advice in general, like, say even as a kid, best days at school. I want a car. I want to go club. You know what I mean? And then when you get there, you think, boy, I should have listened to this.
No, I agree.
Because your
lot of
stories
things.
are like different to all of our stories, so I don't know what you're...
Actually, we should have stayed in Jamaica, Ash.
No, I don't actually, because
I'm joking.
I see how...
mango tree.
Boy, I used to sleep in that mango tree. Yeah, nice, bro.
Probably won't look like one.
When it, you're a fool. I definitely wish I was in Jamaica. If the economy was better, then I think I would have liked to be still in Jamaica. You know what I mean?
But the way it is...
Because I see when I go out there, I see how my family are. You know what I mean? They're still in the same position they was 20 years ago, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like there's still a lot of stuff that I want to do, but I just think like I took too long to decide what I want to do. But it's part of growing up, and to be fair, it it took me a little while to get there, but I feel like I'm on the right track now. But I feel like I'm just got to be just stay the course, because there's times where you feel like you get pissed off. You think like this is taking too long. You know what I mean? You need to do this. You need to do that. Should I switch my jobs? Should I do this? You know what I mean? Yeah. And you just got to stay the course and hope that. My plan is to make sure when I do have a kid, is to make sure I leave them in a better position than I was left in.
Just like magic, Zee has now just appeared all of a sudden.
Just like magic.
Yeah.
Just like magic. Where were we?
So any regrets and stuff? What
Values.
you know, values and stuff like that.
Regrets.
Loads of regrets.
Clumsy.
Loads of regrets. I'm going to tell you loads of regrets. Can't tell you loads of that. There is loads of regrets.
Okay.
But there's no regrets as well. You know what I mean?
Of course.
There is regrets, but I just feel like the time I have, this is time for me to rectify them. I wasn't shown the way, but as I got older, as I adult, as I became a father, as I became a husband, 16 years ago.
Could be you.
You know what I mean? 16 years.
You've got a new part of inquiry. You're winning.
I mean, we
So what, you two got what t-shirts on?
Yeah. There you go. Yes, man. Yes, so yeah. I had to back you there. So, but yeah, nah, it's a mad journey. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's a crazy journey, isn't it? Like, and the other thing is with first generation. All first generation, like you say, inheritance isn't just money. It's the knowledge is passed down. It's the foundation. We didn't have that. So we're a young town, so we are paving that. Like our elders paved that, and we're first generation, the immigrants. Now we're the first generation, so we've got a big role.
I think growing up, as you know, high school stuff like that, I don't think I would have seen myself in this room, innit? Like with this,
Unless we was all there on a man. Well, I won't finish that sentence, but
but I didn't, because I don't know what I thought or what I wanted. And like I said, when it comes to regrets, or things I've
okay,
changed.
so something like that, yeah.
Return.
For when you're talking about
Nah,
the way
it's
you was
fine.
going or whatever,
That's cool.
the change, would that have come from friends, family? Like, what made you come about the change in the lifestyle you lived and to?
My change, yeah. I wanted to make money, man. Like, I remember the first thing, like they kept saying to you, "Oh, you do apprenticeship, do this," and I was just thinking, "Nah, man, I just want to make money." I keep seeing all these older heads wearing all these nice clothes and all these nice stuff, and I just wanted that, and I wanted it too early. But if I never went through that journey, I wouldn't be sitting here now, and I wouldn't have my kids. I wouldn't have all these certain things. So, do I regret it? No. I probably regret the pain and the things that I've caused certain people, and you know how I've kind of done wrong to certain people and stuff. But I believe that needed to happen in order for me to grow. And I think if it didn't happen back then, unfortunately, I'll probably be in jail now still for something a lot worse or a lot bigger. Like I managed to get out quite early, and then as we all know, there's 4, 5, 6 people that we know who are still in jail for murder or been in jail for murder. And they were my best friends back then. I was with them people day in, day out. So I kind of had my quick fix and thought, nah, this is not for me, man. I need to go back to the positive kind of people I'm around. And even at a big growing age now, like I'm now starting to get into a whole different new career, different area. Like now starting to get into the building trade and stuff. And that's really, really random. Like, yeah, it's just quite nice just to just do something different, man.
I hear that.
And that's the journey.
I'm at that point now. Well, I've been there for a little while now, where I'm like, I'm bored of my career, and like I'm like, but what else would I want to do? And that's where I'm at. I'm at a crossroad now. You know?
And and honestly, like it's hard to jump ship. Yeah, because for me, it was quite hard because of the loyalty thing, enjoying that and stuff. But you need that support mechanism. Like I said, I financially couldn't do it. It was that point. But I think as your kids get older and they go to school, you know, like high school and stuff, and that, like for me, I sat down having conversations, and I'm just like, can we financially do this?
I think I kind of agree. Well, actually, I don't agree with you lot, man. So all of you lot are basically saying that, led by Zia, that this is the path that you've been on is the best path that you could have been on.
No.
Who said that? I didn't say that. That's what we said.
You're like, oh, then it wouldn't be you if you didn't do
I
this.
didn't say that.
No.
You was all agreeing.
I just said it's
Bro,
not for
I agree.
I
I must have.
But yeah, like,
Because for me, this is not the best version that I could be right now in 2021.
Then,
we all say that, though.
Eli, then why aren't you the best version?
Because I just didn't understand.
No, but
that.
why-
So
It's not too late.
if
It's not
I
too late. It's not too late.
I could
though.
go back
And
and
too
in
late.
state today, I would be a better version.
It's not
I could
too late.
definitely make better choices.
You can, but you can, the person you want to be, you can be the person now.
Yeah.
What's stopping you?
No, but what I know I can do things now, but I could, if I went back to 99 when I left school, with this knowledge, I could definitely.
Yeah, well,
be
you
better.
never say that.
That was the question.
You'd have done dash on money in Bitcoin. You'd have been rich now.
I said we do things different, but I said
It's not
what you've been
regret
through.
because
Yeah.
we never had that. We never had knowledge. We never had knowledge then.
So-
you got those knowledge.
We
knowledge
got to
from
be realistic,
years.
yeah. Just realistically,
Okay.
to be honest, come on, man. If we knew what we knew then, we wouldn't be here right
We'll be
now.
millionaires
We
now.
wouldn't be here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, you're not
Yeah.
saying like if I could do it
No,
all again.
it's not that.
No, it didn't be like that. No, we didn't mean like
Alright, as long as
that.
I'm
No
saying-
way.
No, that's it. Look, I don't want to be in dreamland.
Right.
To be honest, look, we can't be dreaming. We've got to be realistic.
Yeah.
That's all it is. That's all I'm saying. So realistically, of course, if there was a million, billion, and a trillion, which one would you take?
Trillion.
Which one would you take?
I'm going the next one after that.
Which one would you take?
I'll take the billion.
Which one would you
Trillion's
take?
too much responsibility.
I'll take the million.
Okay, which one would you take?
I'm with Eli, bro. I'm going for it, bro.
I'll take all three.
I like that.
I'll take all three.
That's the difference.
And do you
in
know
mentality. Yeah.
It's what you do with that.
Where I see it, Zia, if I
It's
go
what
for the
you do with
trillion,
that.
I don't need to go to the other two.
Listen, if you got the option, I'll take all three. I know all of you are lying. You all take three.
Now you said
You'll
that.
take the
I'll
three.
take all three. Now you
See?
said that. If I had to choose one, I'd probably choose the middle. Middle
right,
part.
we'll take the most. At the end of the day, I'm sure we've all got the best intention.
Are we getting too sensible? In 10 years, I don't want to be so sensible that my life is just boring.
I don't
And
think
I
I
feel
will be.
like when I have these
Did you say
conversations...
40 in 10 years?
Sorry?
Did you say it's going to be 40 in 10 years?
No, in 10 years. In 10 years.
What do you 40 in 10 years? Imagine, don't try and lie to the camera, you know.
I do feel like you do have to go through stupidness, like to expect to see it. Do you know what I mean? To know not to cross the road or whatever. But at the end of it, I don't want to get too boring and too slowed down. And
I think your likes and stuff might divert from, like, i.e., say, like, we're talking about going out,
Yeah.
cool. Well, a lot of us now will do, like, cool, well, we meet around, and it's not about going out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And there's still, like, you could go there, like,
Yeah.
if man are talking about playing cards or, they're different, I think you're
growing old. I think I'm afraid of growing old. Honestly, I'll tell you.
Really?
I am afraid of becoming that older person that I used to see when I was a kid.
I don't think you will
Really?
be
I
that
still am.
person.
Yeah, I'm not crossed the line where I'm comfortable.
I don't think you will be. I think.
That
No, I am.
doesn't bother me, you know.
Really.
Well, I'll tell
I
you now,
embrace it, man. It's
From
what
when
it
we
is.
was younger,
You
and
can't
that,
get away from it.
And man say, what? He's 40. He said, rare.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
that.
Oh, well, we there now.
Listen,
Well, yeah.
No, I'm not.
I'm still getting ID. I'm still getting ID'd in shops.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. I went Audi the other day, I got ID'd. I was happy, man. I was like, right. You see my ID, give me shit.
Your mask on, innit?
She's like, yeah. We trying to ruin it for test. You're cold, man.
They take you anywhere, come round.
Yeah, exactly.
I kind of want to be that old person, you know.
I'm not wishing my life away.
I'm not wishing it away
No,
either.
not in the sense of I want to get older earlier, but you know, like I have a lot of respect for a lot of older people. Yeah, like when it comes to knowledge, wherever it should be, you know, my dad and his friends or my granddad's friends, you know, and I still go around and check for people and that. And the experiences and the life experience, and they talk to me like some of the knowledge and some of the stuff they give to me, man. Like I think, wouldn't it be nice to be able to give that to?
But you probably do it now without even noticing that you're doing it.
Yeah, probably do. But wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice though, like in 20 years' time, if my son wants some advice and you sit there and say, well, do you know what? Me and your dad go back a long, long way and blah, blah, blah. And you can sit there and sit there and reason with man and that. I think that would be nice, man. Now for me, I'm looking forward to that. I would love my children to come to man. And
It's not really about coming to man. It's like you be in a scenario and you just find they just give you that Anyway.
Yeah. Well, you said
What they're
yesterday,
saying.
yesterday when you saw my daughter in Felix, you said, and I was like, and you didn't say that to me, did you? And she's like, yeah, when I see you, Felix, and I shouted to you, blah, blah, blah. But she didn't say that to me. She said that to me. He's like, yeah, remember I spoke to you, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? And like, so that kind of stuff for me is wicked, man. I love that. Like, do you know what I mean? Because man's looking out for everyone else's as well. And that's the way that it should be.
You know what it is,
should be,
what I like about our friendships, what we have is that we support each other. You know what I mean? Test put on a night, we always make sure we turn up for that. We support these things. You know
And
what
I
mean?
don't sometimes
Somebody's
my
doing
experience
something,
here.
we support them.
You know that, and I mean that when I say that. Of course, certain places I can't go, so
But
just put that there.
But that's understandable.
Yeah, but you get in certain scenarios, you see certain man hate next man because certain man are moving. Like if he's moving right, what are you hating on him for? Support the man.
Of course.
You should be looking at a man and go, you know what, I need to start making moves. You know what I mean? He's making moves just like, all right, that's my, you know what I mean? I got someone there just show me like they're making moves. I need to think that way. But sometimes you get that where you get, you know what I mean? Friends are just really just hate on what you're doing kind of thing. That's what I like about us. We push, we make sure we support each other. If someone's doing something, we're supporting them.
100%.
That's why you got rich.
It's true.
Rich in spirit.
That's it. Listen, that's what you got.
Rich
I'd rather be rich in
I'll swap your
spirit.
rich for my rich.
I hear
Sorry?
that.
Sorry?
I said I'll swap your rich for my rich if you like. Do you want my rich?
No, but hold on. I might already have you rich as well.
That's true.
That's not a fair swap then, is it?
No, but yeah, but you're already rich, Eli.
I hear you, and I understand.
But you are though.
Yeah, well, I know.
And the thing is, we all are.
Yeah.
He's talking about airlines again, ain't you?
Listen, I'm not lying. But you don't tell the truth. Oh God, that's what I was going to say last time. But we are.
Yeah,
no,
we
true
are.
though, isn't it? Come on, I don't want to just mash up the party, but
No, it's-
we are. Every single one of us in here, man. Honestly, we are so wealthy. Sometimes we can forget.
Because we've all got these riches, should we settle and
No,
strive?
because you always got to strive.
You got to strive.
Yeah,
always
strive.
got to strive. Always got to strive.
But-
But I think just don't forget who you are and where you came from, and just you always want to better yourself, don't you? Like otherwise, you just do anything, wouldn't you? You just wouldn't even push yourself, or wouldn't even turn up for work every day, or whatever. There's plenty of people like that. But there's a lot of people who've got so much more money but so depressed.
You know, sorry.
Yeah.
See, before I forget, the question is, the number one question is priorities. What is your number one priority? It's all about what you put your time into. So when it's just you can concentrate on yourself, you can build yourself, you can evolve, it's just you. But when you've got a partner, when you've got children, when you've got family, provide your time. So how much time are you spending on yourself? How much time are you spending to grow? You're not. So this is why it's so important when you are a single man or a single woman, it's so important to utilize that time and grow your part. And then when the other things come in your life, then your time will divide. You have to give that time. Because as well, we say when I'm at work, it's work time. When I'm at home, it's home time. When it's time for my wife, it's my wife time. Children, it's children time. So I try not to divide it. So I give them their time, and that's how I sustain it. Because if I didn't, something will break.
Go wrong.
Yes.
Something will go wrong, and whose fault? It would be my fault.
He's giving you the jewels to a long marriage out here.
It's the balance.
Huh?
Sorry?
I said you're giving the jewels to a long marriage.
Well,
I'm
this
taking
exactly. So this is the thing. Is to me, this is the formula. If there's a better formula, please tell me.
Do you think
know what I mean?
the formula of marriage is just a bit old school? I'm married a lot, but I'm not dumb. I can see the perspective
Okay.
of marriages don't normally work
Okay.
out here. I don't know many. I can't think of any. No, I know some, but I don't know. More people are split up than what I know have stayed together.
Yeah.
So is that formula just wrong for our era, do you think, like marriage?
Right. What is marriage?
Marriage is a contract you can't get out of very easily.
Okay, that's one part. Right. But anybody who's looking to get married, they should understand what marriage is. So if someone's saying, I want to get married, first of all, them two people, they need to understand, all right, I'm going to be a husband now. What is the role of a husband? By the way, this is my perspective, by the way. So I'm not here to offend anybody. I'm just going to say that, yeah? We'll try and, I mean, it's nothing. This is my perspective. So that man should understand, look, I want to get married. What is the role of a husband? This woman now, I'm going to be a wife. What is the role of a wife? But I think the man should know the role of a wife as well, and the woman should know the role of a husband as well, so they all know their roles to play. So, and within marriage, it's all in your vows. It's all in the contract.
I hear that, but
if you think about it,
I'm married and I appreciate it and I love being married, but these two ain't married and they're building the same way I'm building. So is it just, do we need to like not scrap marriage, but not put so much emphasis on having that as a goal line?
no, but
Do you know what I mean?
but they're not married, but they've just taken them fundamentals and using it without the contract.
That's what he's saying.
So what's in 2021? What is the need for that?
But it's
Because
not
all
the
that
individual.
adds to the relationship.
So, for example,
is a
marriage now
technicality,
is more of a
right?
religious thing, isn't it? So, for example, as a Muslim, we have to get married. So we can't live being boyfriend, girlfriend. So that's our way of life.
Yeah, Christians is like the
So
same.
Christians are the same. So certain religions is that way. But when you're not religious, I mean, you can do that, and we can't judge you on that.
That just seals everything for me. Like if you get married, then you've got everything is complete. You know what I mean?
But that's the problem, innit? Well, we set
That's
this
kind of
up
what
as,
I
like,
feel.
in life, you've set that up as a finish line without even knowing. Like, someone's done that to us. They said
Yeah.
an expectation is like when you to cross the finish line, the final thing is you get married.
Feels like a program, innit?
It does.
Yeah.
You go to school, you get told to.
And maybe that's why I've been holding
Get your
out.
job.
And that's outside of
That's it.
religion. I mean, just in society.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
in
the
society,
essentially.
it's socially constructed.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's all socially
yeah, that's the way I
constructed.
look at it. Yeah.
But sometimes you got to look past that history. You know what I mean? Because
Divorce is
now-
what I see in my history right now. Boy.
but if you really look at history, and it's only shifted in the last few decades, really. It's a massive shift pattern in the last few decades.
Yeah.
But before that, it's all been very similar.
I don't think it's wholly required, and I don't think they're mostly successful at all nowadays. If you're a gambling man and you bet on a marriage lasting forever, then you're not a good gambler because the odds are against you.
It will only last.
I ain't betting on that. You betting on that, Tess?
Huh?
I said, you betting on that? Can't bet. I'm not making a bet.
Depends who marriage you're talking.
I like that.
Good answer. Good answer. Actually, yeah, I hear that. Yeah. Oh,
It's
gosh.
true.
All right, man.
Yeah. Oh, what are we saying then, boys? We're wrapping this up?
Yes, man. I've got to tell you this.
All right, so this is the end of the conversation. Thanks everyone for coming in. Tess is desperate to go. He wore shorts today, so he's getting cold. So we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna talk about some weddings and marriage and make some plans. And we're out. Peace.
No, you know, joke.